All right, hello and welcome to another InvoZone podcast. My name is Nail Shabazz and I am here with Chris Dominguez. He has over 25 years of experience specifically in domains like data storage, blockchain, crypto, fintech, and freight logistics. Currently the CEO of StorageChain and FreightPal, and today we're going to talk specifically about StorageChain. How are you doing, Chris?
Hey, it's so nice to talk to you. I'm great. Thank you so much.
All right, beginning with the first question and the most obvious one. What is StorageChain and what sets it apart?
So basically, what StorageChain is, we built, it's basically like a crypto version of Dropbox or Google Drive. So we've built a decentralized data storage platform and file sharing platform, which basically helps to increase the security of the data on our network. Obviously, there's just a rash of data hacks and insecure data out there. And it is faster, more secure, and less expensive than traditional Web 2 data storage. So again, if you think of it as Dropbox or Google Drive on steroids, I think that's probably the best way to describe it. Basically what we do differently than a Web 2 storage company would be that when you upload a file to our network, the file is basically sharded into 42 different pieces. Each piece is encrypted, and then each one of those encrypted pieces is placed on the StorageChain storage network that we host in data centers globally. And the blockchain component is that the way our network is comprised is of users who put up storage nodes and get paid in our cryptocurrency, the StorageChain, to host storage nodes on our behalf. So we have a decentralized storage network. We've just launched the product maybe a month and a half ago, and we have over 100. We call them node lords. Those are the folks that are hosting nodes on our network. We have over 100 node lords, and we're closing in on 600 terabytes of data capacity before we've even launched our first customer. And we're working with beta customers and all that. But that's basically how the system works. There's maybe a nice little animation we have I can share, where this sort of shows you how a file gets uploaded and it gets cut up into 42 pieces, and each shard is encrypted and placed on 42 different servers around the world. So from like the hacking standpoint, if you're going to want to get to data, instead of hacking just one file, one server, you basically have to hack 42 different servers. So this is all based on IPFS technology. There's some other Web3 companies in the space that have pioneered this, like Filecoin and storage. But we feel like we've built basically a better mousetrap for the business, the file sharing and decentralized data storage. So that's what the company does in a nutshell.
Do you consider BitTorrent, Filecoin, and SIA as your competitors? And if you do, how is StorageChain different from them?
Yeah, so BitTorrent, the way the files are transferred is through peer-to-peer technology, which is, BitTorrent basically pioneered that technology, Napster, BitTorrent. So basically, when the way that the files are being transferred is through peer-to-peer technology, much like BitTorrent. So I would say that the sort of underlying technology in what we're using is similar, although the business cases for those two companies are very, very different. SIA and Filecoin are more sort of squarely in the industry that we're working on, the Web3 data storage. So and Filecoin is really, they're the market leader. They've got the big, billion-dollar market cap. They have pioneered the business. So I would say that, as a new entrant into the Web3 data sharing, data storage and file sharing, that they would be the market leader. And Saya has done a great job in storage, and there are a few other companies, Flux, who have really kind of, they were the first entrants into the Web3 decentralized data storage space. So I would say that all those companies that you've mentioned are amazing. Yes, we would be more directly competitive with Filecoin and Saya, but at this juncture in the business, it's sort of like it's the first innings of Web3 data storage, and there's a ton of opportunity, and only really a few companies going after it in any meaningful way. So we feel like there's plenty of room for many companies in here who can sort of take their own niche. So that's kind of how we see that.
So when you mention a lot of opportunities, can you describe your vision exactly in terms of utility? What kind of applications do you envision?
Yeah, so I mean, I can just quickly show you. I mean, we have a consumer application where, yes, we can be the Dropbox killer, where we're giving 75 times more storage space than free storage space to a consumer than Dropbox would. And you can basically upload your files. You can, there's a sharing feature where, hey, I've uploaded this video and I can share it via a link, or I can share it just to a StorageChain user, or I can post on any of these social media platforms. So, the file upload and sharing piece of it is, we think we've got a better UI. And again, right down here, if you can see, I put 3.4 gigs to 150 gigs of free data in here. So we think that we have a better mousetrap than Dropbox on the consumer side, but we're really going after enterprise customers. And we're just launching these S3 import and API keys where an enterprise can use us as a database backend for way less expensive costs than your traditional, Amazon S3 and Microsoft Azure and those sort of services. So, we really feel like we're able to use Web3 data storage, which is, far more secure than Web2 data storage and much less expensive. We really feel like, our first beta customers, we were working with a healthcare company, a video surveillance company, where, like the video surveillance companies that have these, miles and miles and hours of, video surveillance footage that's very expensive to store. You're able to securely store, and you don't have to like overwrite all the video because of the storage space limitations. So we feel like between the healthcare and video media is a in the beginning you were mentioning my background, but I was also the SVP of business development for Viacom and MTV Networks in the digital space. So really feel like there's a good opportunity in media for storing heavy files and streaming files. Also in legal and e-discovery. I mean, data storage, everybody needs data storage. So it's really a matter of like where we're gonna get our initial traction. And I think initially we're gonna be working with primarily companies that are focused specifically on crypto to begin with, but also very much companies that are, Web2 non-crypto companies that are looking to have cheaper and more secure storage. So that's kind of where we're going from a customer standpoint. But before we can get to customers, we really have to, we had to build a network. So the way the network works is that if you connect your wallet to your MetaMask wallet and you acquire the store coin, and there's a way that you do that, you put store coin collateral down against hosting a node, and then we'll pay our node providers. And we're a node provider to our own company as well, right? So we drink our own Kool-Aid and put nodes up on our own network. But if you can see here, this is the capacity side of our network where we're hosting all these different nodes globally. So we've got one in Germany, one in London, one in Dallas, and this is just we've got over 100 node lords who have put up about 600 terabytes of data onto our network in the first month, which is pretty amazing and unbelievable. But if you click through to these nodes, we can sort of see the operation of the node themselves. So, and this takes a second to connect, but this will basically show you the operation of a single storage node on our network. So, we really feel like we have positioned ourselves to be a major player in the decentralized data storage space.
And how are you planning to promote, as in sales and marketing?
Yeah, so the promotion piece, I mean, there are multiple things that we need to promote, right? Like we've basically created a community on Discord where the first piece of our community is really the storage node operators or the node lords. So we've started with the community of crypto investors and enthusiasts and node lords, people looking for passive income, right? Because you can obviously, if you look down here, you can see how much money you can make running a node. So we'll just show you up here. The node requirements are the node needs to be running for 95% of the time in order to get paid. So if you're above a 95% threshold, you'll get paid, per month. Like in this example in Chicago, this is a 1 terabyte node, and it made $280 in the month of September, same in October. So this is basically what happens in terms of you getting paid to host a node. But the concept with building and marketing to a community is we started with the capacity providers, which are the node lords. We then are moving quickly into just the consumer users, someone who might want to use a service like ours as opposed to Dropbox. We also have a couple cool features where you can do single click to mint NFTs. So if you have a file here and you want to create an NFT, you can click on that button and mint an NFT, which is pretty cool. So we offer some other functionality beyond the sort of usual data storage features. But in terms of the other piece of the marketing is we have a Twitter feed with 8,000 plus followers that we can market to. In the crypto world, it's really about Discord and Telegram and Twitter or X for the marketing. But we're about to do press releases and launch customers and do some other traditional marketing as well. Google keywords. There's a whole marketing plan that we're doing. But again, we've just launched the service. We're just getting out of the gate. We built the capacity of the network, and now we're looking to fill the capacity with new customers. So that's the plan.
And which feature are you most proud of, or you think that's going to be a hit with your target audience, which is enterprises?
Yeah, I mean, on the data storage side, on the enterprise data storage side, it's really about security, accessibility, and cost, right? Because the way that we connect to an enterprise customer would be through an API gateway. So it would be through an S3 compatible API gateway. So, the front end, which you're seeing here, really wouldn't be applicable in the case of an enterprise implementation. In the consumer implementation, we think we've built, a beautiful site that is, easy to use, easy to share. The minting of the NFTs is a very cool feature. But really, our ability to be able to build out a network that users are going to get paid to put their storage nodes on. Right now we've launched only the sort of virtual machine-based storage nodes. But we've also built storage nodes that work on a local machine, right? So the college kid at a dorm could put a storage node up on a PC and make passive income by basically renting out some of their hard drive space to our network, right? And in that case, it's really kind of like democratizing the decentralized storage space. Whereas, Filecoin, I think you need a minimum of 600 gigs of data to even participate in their network, and their coin price is really high, so you got to pay a big collateral hit to even get in there. So we're kind of like trying to lower the bar. You like any single user only needs 100 gigabytes of storage to start with us. And we feel like the rewards that we're paying are much better than our competitors out there. And we also feel like we're opening this up so that anybody can participate, not just sort of tech folks who know how to run nodes. So that's the kind of on the capacity or network side, that's kind of where we feel like we have our differentiators.
Could you please describe your team structure and any technical challenges you faced in developing StorageChain?
Yeah, and I've done multiple startups, and you got technical challenges, with anything that you do technically, right? But our team is entirely decentralized, like the storage that we provide. We've got marketing folks. We've been working on the technology side with InvoZone, and we've been having a lot of great success on that front. And technical challenges to be able to create and host nodes in a scaled manner can be a challenge, and to be able to have the ability to make sure that all of the data that we have on our network is replicated and secured are probably like the biggest challenges in building this. But we really feel like we have built a great product. We've overcome the challenges, and we're obviously working on the next generation of features for the site and the product.
Right. And do you envision any blockchain trends coming up, especially 2024? And is StorageChain going to somehow encapsulate or integrate that?
Yeah, I mean, just to talk, on the data side, I mean, there's massive opportunity for, and we talk about blockchain infrastructure companies, and because what we do has a blockchain component, but we're really a peer-to-peer file sharing and storage service that has blockchain, which provides the security and encryption, and it also provides our ability to manage a network where we're using our cryptocurrency to pay for our storage providers. So this infrastructure piece of blockchain, there was a ton of DeFi going on, and there was a ton of other things happening in the blockchain world. But really, the ability to store data in a secure manner in a Web3 environment is really kind of what at least we feel is the next big movement in not just in blockchain and Web3, but it's really the migration of companies that are storing data in a traditional cloud, distributed cloud, to a decentralized distributed cloud. And that is, we really feel like that's where the business traction can happen for us.
When you started thinking about StorageChain, so you had an idea of what it's going to look like. So after executing it, is it 100% as you were predicting or wanted it to be, or is it still in progress?
Well, I mean, I think it's exceeded our expectations, to be honest with you, because really what we've done to date is we've built the product, and then we deployed the opportunity for users to put up storage nodes on our network. And as I said, within the first couple of weeks of doing that, we already had more than a half a petabyte of data. So folks that are looking for passive income and folks that are investors in the blockchain community loved our project, because the use case of what we do is pretty amazing, right? Like, there are a lot of sort of empty suit blockchain projects that are trying to like hype up a coin and dump it out. And there's a lot of, there can be some fraud in the space, as everybody knows. But, when you have a legitimate project with a great management team and a great use case, we got a ton of folks who wanted to participate. And participating is, well, yeah, you have to buy our coin to get the collateral for the nodes that you're going to run, right? So we sort of built a community around the capacity side, and it was a rocket ship, and it still is. So that piece has sort of exceeded our expectations, I would say. And now we're sort of moving into the sales mode, right? Where we're just finishing our enterprise API sets and S3 ingest capabilities. And again, you got to remember, we're just at the we're at the starting line here for as a company. So our next phase really is like, hey, we put up all this great capacity onto our network. Now we're going to fill it, and we're going to fill it by doing a bunch of deals with some enterprise level customers that have big capacity data needs. So, the challenge of our business is to, hey, we've got this much network capacity now, and we've got this much fill. We want to make sure that, we don't want to pay out empty rewards for a bunch of network capacity that isn't full. So, at a certain point, we'll probably cap our capacity, which is not let any more new node lords come on until we start closing some customer deals. But we've got 4 beta customers that we're going to work with, and we're getting the kite up in the air on that side of the world. So it's a little bit of a balancing act between the capacity that your network has and how much fill that's going into it. But the short answer to your question is everything we've done so far has been exceeding our expectations, and it's been really very, very exciting project. So I would say that would be the answer there.
Actually, I wanted to ask, have you had any feedback from your prospects and felt like, oh, I think this is going to be useful and I can modify it? Have you had that experience yet?
Yeah, so the most of the feedback that we've been getting so far has been from the node lords, right? Because they're the guys that are running they're running the storage nodes. And there's a bunch of interface that we have that help them see how much they're earning per month and totals. And so we've had a ton of feedback on the storage node capacity side. And it's actually pretty amazing that the people in the community are they help each other set up, because setting up a storage node and putting it on the network has got a level of complexity to it. It's not that hard, but first time you do it, it can be a little confusing to people. So basically, the bottom line is the people in our community are helping the others set up the nodes and maintain the nodes. And if a node goes offline, it needs to be restarted. So the community has been amazing in terms of helping each other do the sort of tech support part of it. And obviously we offer tech support as well, but it's pretty cool to see a community that like helps each other get there. So I think that's been a pretty cool and surprising piece of it to me, at least.
Do you plan to attend all these blockchain events for this community?
Yeah, so there are a million of these things that you can go to, right?
Yeah.
And I absolutely, we've been sort of in development mode for the past year. We went to one, blockchain expo conference in San Francisco last spring. But this year in 2024, we're really going to be, out there at the conferences. And, a lot of what we need to do in terms of the enterprise customer side is business development. And the business development piece is going to be very much around those types of events. So we didn't do that much of it in 2023, but I very much envision us being out there doing a lot more of it in 2024.
Cool. Last question. What motivated you to partner with InvoZone, and how has your experience been?
So our experience with InvoZone has really been amazing. I mean, we've got a core team. We've been working together for about a year now. I got to say that, everybody on the team, without exception, has been, diligent and focused, and, feels like real partnership on the technology side of this product. Some really amazing people who've built some very amazing things for us. So I really couldn't be more happier with that partnership, and it's continuing. The proof is in the pudding, because we're continuing to work together on the feature sets and the infrastructure of the project moving forward. So, I really would have nothing but amazing things to say on that front.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. That's pretty much it. Good luck for StorageChain and your future endeavors.
Okay, I really appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.